Life speaks. It speaks through struggles and success, through music and messages, the preconceived and the unexpected. Whether you are in the depths of the valley or in the midst of your mountaintop experience, everyone needs to be encouraged from time to time. You've tuned in to ALH Broadcasting, and this is Andrea L. Hines, your host for When Life Speaks. I'm glad you accepted the invitation to connect with us as we share stories of strength, testimonies of triumph, observations, and information meant to touch the heart and uplift the soul. There's something in this broadcast just for you, and if it's a blessing to your life, it just may be for someone else as well. So tag, share, invite someone, then turn down the volume of life and get ready to receive, so that when life speaks, you'll speak life. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to When Life Speaks. I am so glad that you are here. I am your host, Andrea L. Hines, and I don't know. I'm trying to see how I want to put this evening. We are where we're going to have an E2 evening. You know, that's our evening of encouragement. It is not a long show, but it will be a thought-provoking one. At least I hope it will. And I welcome Linda tonight. Thank you, Linda. Glad that you are here. And anybody else who is in the background who wants to share, I encourage you to do so as well. Well, let me tell you, our topic for tonight is just going to be a transparent moment in the silence. A transparent moment in the silence. I always think that whatever it is I am facing or whatever it is that I am going through isn't just for me. And if it is happening to me, it is happening to somebody else as well. Let me take a little sip of water here. I know at the beginning of the year, I made a decision about some things. And one of the things was that I was going to move in purpose and with intent. I wasn't going to do things last minute. I wasn't going to do things, by the seat of my pants, as they say. I was going to plan things. I was going to be purposeful in the things that I did. And that's the way that I have been moving. So sometimes it creates a space for me to do certain things. And sometimes it creates a space for me to pause, for me to really stop and think, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And how will it affect the people that are around me? So I've been kind of flowing, moving in that flow and moving in that grain. And it's been good for me. And I pray that it has been good for the people around me as well. Good evening, Victoria. Hey there, Bernice. Welcome, and welcome to you also, Francina. Glad to have you guys in the house tonight. So that's kind of where I have been. But I've reached a point where I was feeling stuck. I was just feeling stuck. I thought, what am I doing this particular thing for? What does this task really mean? What is the intent for which I am doing the thing that I am doing? And in the midst of all of that, I realized it's just not me. It could be you. It could be something on your job. It could be something that you are doing with family. It could be a church assignment. But whatever it was, I just wasn't moving forward the way that I felt I should be moving forward. That I wasn't getting things done the way that I thought I should be getting them done. And I couldn't figure out why. I thought, God, why am I in this place? And as always, I seek him, I seek his face, I listen for his voice because I need for him to speak to me. I need for him to tell me what's going on. What's happening, God? What are we doing here? What's going on in this place, in this space, in this time? And you know what? I wasn't hearing a thing, not one single thing. God was quiet. He was being silent. And that wasn't helping me at all. I needed to know what was happening. I needed to know what it was that he wanted me to do, that he wanted me to say. Nothing. I was hearing absolutely nothing. And you know, while everything may look good on the surface, behind the scenes, sometimes there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Topics don't always come with ease. Guests for my programs don't always show up. Life is always lifing, and sometimes it seems to get in the way. I also know that whatever is going on with me isn't just my journey. Someone else has experienced it as well. And that's why I decided to come on tonight in this moment of transparency and talk about how I had been feeling and what had been going on with me. So this isn't necessarily a testimony, but it is a moment of transparency. And I hope that someone else who is listening tonight may be experiencing the same thing, and it may be helping you as well. I consistently talk about when life speaks and how it speaks in different ways: music, messages, trials, tests, triumphs, and divine appointments on difficult days. But sometimes life is just quiet and you can't hear a thing. It takes you out of your comfort zone and you begin seeking, seeking, looking for your next instruction, looking when though times are tough. It's good to be still, but trouble is in the silence. You begin to question, am I really in his will? Have I forgotten something? Is there something that I should be doing? There's been so much on my plate of late. Have I missed what I should be pursuing? I can't afford to get in my head and start creating a facade when all I really want to do is hear the voice of God. Have you ever been at that place where things aren't coming together? At least you don't feel like they are. And you start wondering, what am I really doing? What is it that God wants of me? And where am I going? Sometimes it's difficult to put a scenario around the things that are going through your head. It's difficult for you to just be still long enough to say, okay, God, okay, I know that we've got this going on over here. I understand we've got that going on over there. But none of it seems to be coming together. I seem to be stuck. I seem to be walking in place. I seem to be moving, but I don't seem to be going anywhere. I seem to be stretching, but I don't seem to be getting anywhere. What is really happening? What are you really doing, God? What is really the intent of what I am not hearing? And you know, when God is silent, it can put you in any number of places and spaces. But most of all, it kind of rattles you. Now, that may not happen to you, but it's definitely happening to me. You had an idea, you had a vision, you received a prophetic word, you were clear on the finish line according to what you think you heard. Your plan was to keep it moving and shout all the way there, but you got caught up in the what. You weren't sure of the how and the where. So you started searching for answers. But as life would have it, there was no further conversation. So you couldn't reach out and grab it. But all at once, there are things that didn't appear to be in alignment, not in alignment with what you thought God was telling you would be your next assignment. Things aren't moving along as fast as you envisioned that they would. Silence stirs uncertainty. Are things really working together for your good? Resources you thought you needed for the fulfillment of the promise didn't seem to be forthcoming. And, well, that's just being honest. What will you do? What should you do? One thing I knew for sure: you have to resist the urge to begin to make something happen, even in the face of the open door. Don't start to begin trying to make things happen in your own strength. You cannot outmaneuver God. His will and his timing go hand in hand. It's not unusual and it's not odd. His will and his timing. And I just wanted to stop right there, because when you've been rushing through life so much, you don't understand the when or the where. He has the plan to get you exactly where he's designed you to go. But when you can't hear him speaking, you think he's moving too slow. What you must remember is he has not changed his mind. You just have to trust him to be God and don't misuse the time. The time trying to pull your plans in place, because through thick or thin, that quiet is to give you a chance to draw closer to him. He's giving you time to spend with him in quiet meditation so he can reveal the hidden things through divine revelation. What is it you're really looking for? What are you actually trying to do? Because all he is requiring is to spend more time with you. He moves on your behalf in the silence. In the silence, you're getting prepared for the test and the trials you're going to go through next without you even being scared. He also wants to know if he can trust you. In the silence, you will grow to resist the wiles of the devil and walk in the authority that you know. In the silence, you won't be anxious. You will depend on him when things are still, and you will realize and recognize his divine ways and his will. So instead of becoming frustrated, wondering how and when, take advantage of the silence and just lean into him. Meditate on his word. Don't become weary in well doing. Concentrate on who he is instead of what you've been pursuing. Instead of pressing the panic button or letting your patience run thin, don't sweat. Be anxious for nothing. Just spend more time with him, more time in his presence, more time enjoying his peace, more time discovering who he is and finding that sweet release of all the things that have had you bound and all the ways you've made it through. Take that quiet time to reflect on his faithfulness and all he's done for you. See the silence as a blessing, that it was meant to be. It's his way of speaking to make you truly free. Mm-mm-mm. Boy, I tell you, when I sat still and listened, just listened in the silence, I was amazed at his voice, because even in the silence, he is speaking. Even in the silence, he's telling us what he wants us to know, what he wants us to hear, what he has been trying to say to us every time, every time we stop, every time we pause, every time we make sure that we are listening for his voice. This is sort of a cautionary tale. We are always at a place where we are listening intently to hear what it is God has to say. But we always have to remember that in the silence, he is still speaking. In the silence, he's giving us direction. In the silence, he's telling us what he wants us to hear and what he wants us to know. It's difficult sometimes to accept the silence. It's difficult for us sometimes to know and understand that God is still yet speaking. It's difficult for us to put our own agenda aside and be clear that God has not forgotten, that he is still moving, that he is still letting us know exactly what it is he would have us to do. And I tell you what, when I get to those places and get in those spaces, it's hard sometimes to let go. It's hard sometimes to be still enough to realize that God is still moving on our behalf. He is still talking to us. He is still speaking to us. He is still giving us direction. He is still guiding us. He still is in control. I tell you what, there have been times over the last few weeks that he has been so quiet and so still that I have just simply wondered, God, am I where you want me to be? Am I doing what it is you want me to do? Am I still in the place you want me to be? And I have heard absolutely nothing. and it has shaken me. It has put me at a place where I'm thinking, what am I supposed to be doing, God? What is it that you have for me? Why are you having me be this still and this quiet? But you know what? That's all part of his plan as well. That's all part of his process also. He's not trying to hide anything from me. He's trying to grow me in the midst of whatever's going on around me. Silence is a part of his plan. Silence is a part of his process so that I can really, really hear him clearly, so that I can take time to pause and allow him to grow me. Allow him to put me in a place where all I can do is lean in and be ready and be willing to hear him in the silence. Whew, I tell you what, it's different. It is different. It is a place where I don't realize that I really need to be so that he can position me exactly the way that he wants to, so that I can move exactly the way that he wants me to, so that I can hear exactly what I need to hear in order to accomplish exactly what he's designed just for me. Carmen says, I haven't considered his silence as a blessing, but yes, he is still teaching and speaking, even in the silence. That's right, Carmen. God doesn't do anything without purpose, even when it comes to speaking to us. He has a plan for absolutely, positively everything that he does. And I tell you what, there's a blessing in the silence. There's a blessing when he causes us to be still. There is a blessing behind what it is he is doing as he is moving us through the silence, as he is moving us into his will, into his way, leading us to be a part of exactly what he has for us to do. So don't be dismayed when it happens to you. Don't be frustrated when you find yourself in the silence. Don't be at a place where you are dismayed, where you are looking around, where you are in doubt, where you are in fear, where you are frozen in place and you feel like you're stuck in a particular place and time. Mm-mm. God has that in the palm of his hands, just like he has you. Don't worry. Don't be distraught in the waiting. Just know that God's got it all in control. And it is all working together for your good. Bernice says in his silence, he still has his eyes and his hands on us. Ooh, Bernice, so true, so true, so true. But what happens with us, we are so used to moving. We're so used to going. We're so used to doing. We're so used to being busy. We are so used to hearing his voice and moving and operating in the manner in which we think he wants us to operate. We are going, going, going. And sometimes he is saying, stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop the task. Stop the assignment. Stop the movement. Be still. Be still and know that I am God. And I need you in the silence not to do a thing. Just listen. Listen for my voice. Listen for my guidance. Listen for my instruction. Listen for what I am telling you, those hidden things that I want to reveal to you. And know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I have not forgotten. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I know exactly how I want you to move through. Don't be shaken. Don't be moved. Don't be at a place where you're saying to yourself, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I can't be anxious. I can't be anxious, but this is the feeling, right? I don't know whether I'm supposed to be moving to the left or whether I'm supposed to be moving to the right or what is it? What is it, God? What is it that you're trying to tell me? And what he's trying to tell you is, shh, be still. Be still and know that I am God. Be still. Wait for my next instruction. Be still. And keep your hand in mine. Because I am speaking even in the silence. He always gives us something to think about. He always has a word for us within the word that we are seeing right, laid out right in front of us. Just be still. Wait. You're going to see just how he is moving and just how he is moving through you. I hope you heard what he had to say tonight. I hope that you were able to sense his word, even if you were not able to hear it clearly, because God, in his sovereignty, is always giving us a message and a move so that we can be exactly where he wants us to be, doing exactly what he wants us to do. Just a cautionary tale tonight. Just a little something to help us in the silence. Just a little bit to keep us right where he wants us to be, and not to be anxious, and not to try to move ahead of him, and not to put ourselves in a place where we are doing what God does not want us to do, because all he wants us to do is be in his presence, lean into his peace, and move as he wants us to move. But sometimes we've got to wait. Sometimes we need to be still. That's all I've got for you tonight. But I do want you to think about it, as I had to do, as I had to stop asking questions and allow him to tell me in his own way, daughter, just be still. I've got everything working just for you. Be still and know I've got it under control. Whew. It took me a little bit to get to that place, because I was so busy moving and so busy thinking and so busy overthinking and so busy saying, God, what is it? What is it? What's the timing for all of this? What is it that you want me to do? I'm not hearing anything. Have you ever been at that place where you just keep saying, God, I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. I need to hear you. I need to know. I need to understand what it is you're doing, what it is you want me to do. Have you ever been at that place? Well, if you have, and you have not gotten an answer, know and understand he doesn't intend to give you the direction the way that you expect to have it. He just wants you to lean into him and spend time meditating on who he is, and he will then show you what he wants you to do. That's it. That's it. That's an E2 for tonight. I hope you will take it to heart. I hope you have heard what he had to say, even in the silence. Thanks for joining me. I know this touched somebody out there the same way that it touches me, because he never gives any of us anything that is just for us. So thank you for being here. I hope you'll come back next week and see what God has for us. I hope when you come back, you will be ready to turn down the volume of life. Turn down the volume of life so that you're ready to receive. And then when life speaks, you will be able to speak life. That's all for tonight, everybody. Have an absolutely amazing weekend coming up. And come on back. Be here. And let God speak, so that when life speaks, you speak life. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. See you next time.